Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got videos today from Alexander Grace.
I hate when men go, I hate when women say all men. It's not all men. I'm not a prey. I don't prey on women. Oh, really, Jeff? Because I don't really remember you saying anything when your friend Jimmy saw a hot girl across the room at the frat party and said he wanted to plow her with alcohol and then take her upstairs and give her a good time. We have to say all men until all men stop raping women, stop drugging women, so women can walk down the street at night and not think they're gonna get jumped. Until all men stop policing women's bodies, we need to hold all men accountable. We have to assume that all men are not on our side.
You've probably heard the phrase, the opposite of love is not hatred, it's indifference.
Yes.
There's a lot of truth to that. And so when I see a woman like this who's just dripping with hostility and hatred, I guess that means she actually loves us. I mean, whatever that rant was, that was...
I mean, how do we feel this love, though? Because I definitely don't feel it.
It's not indifference. If you think about it, feminists are absolutely obsessed with men. They
seem
track
to be.
male behavior. They work themselves into these highly emotional states using
I mean, they get so obsessed and upset for everything men do.
all this intense language and moral condemnation. Men obviously loom very largely in their universe. Men are kind of omnipresent, you know, that's why they're able to blame
We're Jesus in women's minds because we're everywhere.
men for everything, to find new ways to lay fault at the feet of men, because men are all around us. When you blame everything on men, you're kind of just conceding how much power men have over you. And that concession, it doesn't look like indifference, it's hatred. You hate that they have that power, and that hatred is a high arousal state, much like love. Love and hatred.
You know, my ex-girlfriends used to introduce me to like their friends and stuff, and me and them would get into like heated arguments and battles all the time. And my ex-girlfriends would be like, she wants you so bad. And at that time, I was not red pilled yet or anything. And she was just like, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like fucking so mad at her for fucking saying stupid shit. And she was just like, yeah, but she was probably so turned on. And I was just like, is this how women feel? Is this how women feel?
Are very closely linked. You know, just think of the woman who is furious at her boyfriend for dumping her. You know, her fury demonstrates how much she still actually cares for him.
Not me crying on social media. Anyways, you know who you are. When I give you your sweaters back, I'm literally wiping my ass with them. I'm literally gonna have my dog take a big fat shit on your sweaters, and I'm throwing them through your fucking car window. I'm not even talking to you. Just have your poo-poo sweaters, bitch.
Oh, it's so nice to get a reminder of women's superior emotional intelligence and how good communicators they are. But it's
Yeah, poo-poo sweater, bitch.
somewhat forgivable in the context of a romantic relationship that a woman could get, you know, this passionate about that one man who dumped her. But when you see that same passion being expressed on a societal level by feminists who are this angry at all men, it's weird because it doesn't really make sense. Why are feminists filled with so much hate?
Women wanted freedom of choice. Women wanted to be able to have who they wanted to, marry who they want to, love who they want to, work where they want to, not work where they want to, go every place that men could go. You are the most free, most liberated group of women that ever existed on the human history, and yet you're the most unhappy. 1 in 4 out of you on some sort of psych meds. Women are the marital rate is dropping with modern women. What else do you want?
You know, I do love The Godfather. Every time you watch clips of him and stuff, and then like me and Alex watching him, and it's just like, this gentleman was like across race, across creed, across everything. Because I know a lot of white men that watched Kevin Samuels. And Alex is one of them. I know only a few Asian men that watched The Godfather, but there's a lot of black gentlemen, and I know like a few Hispanic men that watch The Godfather. So The Godfather, just because he was black and he talked a lot about black men and black couples, doesn't mean other people did not see him as a savior or like someone that was worth listening to, not just because he was black.
want men to do. We've civilized the world in general. We can do whatever you want to, and you're still not happy with the world that men built.
Yeah, he's not wrong. Women wanted access to education. They wanted financial independence. They wanted voting rights, property rights, reproductive rights. They got it. They got it all, and they're more miserable than ever. The hatred of men is more intense than ever. Why? I'm going to tell you the reason, and feminists are going to absolutely hate me saying this because it's going to sting, because the truth always stings. But the reason why they hate men is because they need men. Women are dependent upon men, and ironically, it was actually feminism that revealed that. Let me explain how this
I think that makes sense to me in my head. Like, women thought they could do it all, then they attempt to do it all, and then they failed miserably, and now they're like, oh yeah, we can't do it all.
mechanism works, because it's so satisfying once it actually clicks into place in your mind. It explains so much when you realize that what feminism actually created in terms of a practical reality for women is distance from men. Think about it. Feminist women are less likely to be dating, to get married. They're more likely to
Yeah, that's why they're so much more upset and mad and angry, because they don't have us.
live alone, to socialize in female-only spaces, to consume female-centered media. There's even an internal distance, because inside, trusting men, being attracted to men, showing gratitude to men, enjoying their approval, all of that is viewed with suspicion. And so feminism has instilled this massive distance between women and men. And it's unprecedented. Truly, feminism is the first ideology in the entire history of all of humanity that has tried to extricate one gender from the other. That has never happened before, to frame the biological duality of life not as a mutually beneficial cooperation, but instead as a high-stakes competition to be won, where our interests are working against each other. Women are now viewing men as the enemy. And as such, women as a whole have never been at a greater distance to men and masculinity. And how's that working out for them?
If we look at the stats, I mean, 26% of women are on antipsychotics, anxiety meds. 26% of women, where we have pushed this liberation movement of feminism. So we've given you ladies more rights, quote unquote. We've given you more freedom. And you guys have over double the rate of antipsychotics than men.
Women that have mental issues, they're more open to being like, okay, I'm going to go to a therapist.
These women are going to the therapist. Are they going to male therapists or female therapists?
A female therapist.
So now women are taking advice from other women through therapy
who are just as unhappy as they
are just as unhappy, and they're going to push the same exact propaganda that got them there in the first place.
Let's look at the facts.
Misery loves company, and there's a lot of miserable therapists out there. Just saying.
Progressive women have twice the rate of mental health diagnoses than conservative women, and are 3 times less likely to be satisfied with life. And when feminist women experience their inevitable biological attraction to men that they consider to be sexist, they experience significant emotional distress because of the cognitive dissonance. I explain in detail how feminism has pathologized female attraction to men in part 2. But across the board, the pattern remains constant. When women are at a distance from men, they get more unhappy. They get more angry, and the reason is because that distance creates an awareness of how dependent they truly are. And they hate that. You don't know what
It makes sense. It makes total sense. You know, like, you don't know how much you miss something and how much something does for you until it's gone.
you've got until it's gone. They don't realize how much they actually need men until they've pushed them away. A fish doesn't know what water is because that's just the environment that the fish has always swum in. It doesn't know anything different. And the same was true for women throughout all of human history when it came to men. They've never had any distance before. They never thought about how dependent they were upon men because men were always just there. But now, thanks to feminism, men are not there. Men have left. You know, you pushed them away, or they just got fed up with your attitude and they walked off. And so now For the first time, there's actually a very genuine distance between men and women. And then suddenly the dependence, that becomes very real. They can feel it, right? Like, this world is dangerous. Sorry, who exactly is going to protect me? I need resources to survive. Everything costs so much. Who is going to provide for me? I need to know the plan, okay? I need some direction. Who's got the map? I need some values and I need some standards. Who is going to be a leader? I'm starting to panic, okay? My emotions are getting out of control.
This is totally modern women right now, right? Like, no, directionless, in a panic, fearful of the world. That is modern feminism, modern women.
Who's going to ground me? Who's going to keep me calm and regulated? And who is going to provide the polarity that I need to feel excited and titillated and aroused? Both externally and internally, men and masculinity are at such a distance. Why did we do this? This was not a smart move, because now that they're gone, I realize how much I miss them, how much I need them. I'm finally becoming aware, ironically, thanks to feminism, of how dependent I am on men.
Heading into work, and I just want it to be known that I am a strong, independent woman by force. Okay? I don't want to do this. Okay? I want to get off shift and come home and crawl into his lap and have him play with my hair and tell me I'm a good girl. I don't want to be the boss of everything. It's bullshit, and I don't like it anymore.
It's funny because I like being the boss of everything. I enjoy the work. I enjoy the control, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. Like, I like being able to control my freedom and tell people to do certain things to make myself, like, make my life a little bit easier and things like that. I don't know. Like, men and women are just built so different from each other.
Yeah. Of course you don't. It's fucking unnatural. The very concept of women being independent from men, just as an idea, makes no fucking sense.
It
We
doesn't.
are quite literally too hard.
It's like, can you just imagine just a group of, like, a village of women surviving on their own without any men? It's just almost unfathomable for me, other than, you know, obviously movie characters.
Of a single biological equation. We define each other. We need each other.
It's like Tarzan makes sense. Tar Woman probably does not make sense.
Production, as we know it, would stop. Our species would go extinct. You as a woman, you try and remove men from your life, you try and remove men from that equation, of course you're going to feel out of balance. This is so obvious. How did you not see this coming? But does this make more sense now? Why feminists hate men? Why they're not just indifferent? Why there's so much passion behind their hatred? It's because their ideology has made them more aware than any generation that has existed before of how much they need men, how dependent they truly are, and they cannot stomach it. They are
And we the prize, bitches.
angry because they don't want to admit that it's true. Their pride won't allow.
There's even men that don't admit this, which is the funny thing to me, right? Like, men instinctively should understand, without us, women would just perish.
Allow it. To them, it would feel like admitting defeat. You know, and that makes sense. Since you decided to frame men as an enemy, you turned biology into a competition, so you can't be nice to men. You can't admit any kind of weakness. I explained in part 2 why women can't show gratitude and appreciation towards men. But the inescapable fact of existence is that women are dependent upon men. And guess what? Men are dependent upon women. That's how life is designed. That's
True.
reality. And that's only a problem if you make it a problem.
I mean, it's hard to go hunting with a baby strapped to your waist. Just saying.
Duality of sex is actually beautiful. The way that men and women complement each other
is
and
pretty awesome.
cooperate. And if you think that admitting that you need men makes you weak, I tell you that it's the exact opposite. Acknowledging the truth makes you strong. And you should learn something from those women who acknowledge their dependence, who embrace the cooperative spirit and show gratitude and appreciation and admiration.
Like, all I have are great examples of women like this that cooperated, that put in the work. And they built empires. Like, maybe not like ginormous empires, but to me they're empires because they live wonderful lives. They have homes, they have businesses, they get to take vacations, they get to do whatever they almost want to do. Yes, they're kind of stuck at that business 6-7 days a week or so, you know, some long hours, but they have freedom because they work together. My cousins and their husbands and my cousins and their wives all work together to build wonderful families.
For the men in their lives.
I pulled up to my man's job and I told him I had a flat tire. I don't have a flat tire. I instead brought him lunch. So, stay tuned. There you go. And he's looking for the flat tire.
I know flat.
I do have a flat.
Where?
Right here.
Girl, I'm looking.
Man, I was like, man, where is this flat at?
How she know? Cause ain't nothing flat. I'm looking at all the tires.
It's raining. Go inside. I love you.
I love you so much. Hey, I needed this.
I know. I love you.
Man,
Go,
girl.
go.
You Aggie. Then I was like, wait, hold up. Oh man, I brought you my keys and all so we could.
The other thing should have been a red flag. Like, wait, you're gonna drive to me with a flat tire? You girl, you dumb?
Aww. I don't have a flat tire.
You just gotta make sure, you know.
Isn't it sad that modern feminism would look at that beautiful exchange of these two young people expressing love to each other? He's ready to help her with her flat tire. She's, generously, brought him this surprise gift lunch. They're laughing and pranking each other. But modern feminism would look at that and be like, oh, it's so patriarchal, so sexist. Look how subservient she is, bringing him his lunch. Why can't he make his own lunch? Why does she have to be in the inferior position? It's so stupid. You almost have to wonder if it's like a kind of psychosis. And yet, as delusional as it may be, sadly, we've built our entire society around this ideology. We live in a feminist culture that looks at male-female relationships through a lens of competition in terms of who has power over who has the superior position, who exists where in the hierarchy. It is psychotic. And I want to talk about how feminism replaced the female instinct to express gratitude with instead the desire to audit their man. But first, let's recap. So in this video, I've covered how the opposite of love is not indifference, but hatred. I've explained how feminism created a huge distance between women and men, and how that distance has actually served the opposite of what they would have intended. It's actually revealed to women how dependent they are upon men and masculinity. In part 2, I want to talk about how feminism weaponized the concept of self-sufficiency. I want to talk about how they pathologized, the very natural, organic, biological desire that women have for men. And I also want to talk about this instinct to audit men that has replaced women's, more natural instinct for generosity and appreciation.
That audit one, it sounds very interesting, but it does make sense that women, we don't see gratitude from women anymore. We just see them, oh, you didn't do it right. Oh, you must do this, right? It's not gratitude, it's do better. You're not doing enough. Being audited. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. See you guys next time. Ciao.